hear more about food trucks, let's turn to Chef Lou of SIRocksNewYork.com.
And what kind of permits are needed, and the insurance and the fencing, and it's just so much that goes on with it. I realized doing the catering and private chefing, and it's a big task to put on a really truly successful event, you know. So Smalls came on board, and Smalls makes it roll. And that's really much it.
What I was impressed with was the personalities behind the trucks. You know, and like the burger guy.
Incredible people, John. You know, that was one of my first draws too, were just the amazing personalities. You know, because just looking at, it's a food truck, but being in the industry, you kind of, after a little bit, examine personality. Like, what would make somebody want to get on board this food truck? Like, just let's pick randomly through August. And sit at events. It's like 120 degrees and peddle their food, and people say, well, they get their money's worth. Nothing is worth when you have to spend 8 hours over a grill and then go home and start putting your stuff ready for the next day. So it takes a real dedicated human.
It does.
Somebody who really believes in what they do, and a little nut, So I met some real interesting people along the way, and the people who roll with us now are just they're phenomenal. I mean, you met a couple of them, and they're so dedicated.
Now the meatball Sunday guy,
Clemenza, that's Chef Clemenza Caserta. He's actually a dear friend of mine.
I mean, that was great.
Yeah. Clem's a great chef. He really is. He brings so much to the table. He's got this whole, I call it Gavone Italian flair. It's like, this is what you're eating at a house in Italy, and he's been around. He's a Hell's Kitchen guy, and he just strong kitchen guy. And Clem came on the scene, and we were just like a lot of the people. We just kind of chat randomly at night. Usually it's late at night when all the smoke settled from the day. And he mentioned these meatball Sundays. And it comes from a joke, I think, because one day another great chef and recent food truck guy, Chef Robert Burmeister, he said one day, I don't remember the content, but he made reference to as Clemenza making a smoothie out of gabagool and prosciutto.
Oh, Jesus.
And Clem was like, that's a great idea. So that kind of led up to, and then somewhere along the line, Clem's like a meatball sundae. And he hits this meatball sundae, like he makes a phenomenal meatball and sauce. And I think you have some photos of it. It's just a...
I do,
It's that beautiful meatball on a piece of garlic bread toasted, and he's got the ricotta cheese creamed on top of there, and he hits it with that thick shaved Parmesan, and it's like a sundae. He's got the little cherry tomato and everything. I mean, who would think?
And then what about Burmeister now?
Burmeister, another crazy guy, man.
The lunch lady, where'd that come from?
Oh, wow. I don't know. It was years before I met Rob, and probably a good thing, because I think we were at a mellow point in our lives. Because he, wow. Brain cell for brain cell, he's as insane as they come. He's game for anything. Another fantastic chef. Ran his own restaurant, does work with special needs programs. He puts himself in the school. He does school lunches, and he came up with the lunch lady, and oh God, she's god awfully beautiful. And it's just that big woman with the lips, and hello everyone. Yeah. I mean, Rob's just a funny guy. He's hysterical. We did a food program once together in New Jersey at a school, and great experience. Driving in and home every morning was nothing but laughter from the moment we got in each other's truck, whoever was driving. I mean, just like, he comes out with things that are incredible. He's an amazing man, phenomenal chef, funny as hell.
What about the biking guy?
That's Dude.
It's Dude.
Dude's a real deep guy.
He wasn't ever a chef, but he knew what he liked to cook and how to do it. And he started the truck.
Sometimes that's all it really takes. is knowing what you want to do.
Right.
And really mastering that.
Right.
You know, you don't have to be a chef to make great food.
Right.
I mean, I do a lot of off-premise catering where I go to people's homes, and I sometimes have the pleasure of tasting their home-cooked foods.
Okay.
And you know, like some people just make a tremendous pasta, or they make a great fish, or whatever it is. You know, it's my philosophy. I mean, people may argue that there's a difference in running a kitchen and being trained as a chef, or running a catering company and being trained as a chef, but having a really great home-cooked food and then bringing it to, you know, where you want to say, hey, listen, I think this is great going public. Don't get me wrong, there's many people out there that are a little delusional by friends, and or some people have a great product, and when they get out there, they realize this is nothing like making 20 or 30 sandwiches for my buddies at the football game. We got a whole nother game here. And you know, when you have people depending on you, and they depend on these people, like they'll say, hey, where's Dudes? He's over there. Or where Dudes is here, right? Like they're ready to throw down if Dude ain't there. And he's just a great guy, and another really fabulous human being. He's there, he's always offering to help, he helps his fellow vendors out. And he's got great food. He's got these fish tacos that he does. And he does what he does. He doesn't do 700 things. This is what he makes, and he makes it really good. And he shares it with people.
And then the barbecue guy.
That was Anthony from Smoke Exchange. Another guy. He's no chef.
But he runs around.
He's a Wall Street guy.
Really?
Yeah. But he loves food.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes people change course in life because, you know, it's just financially sound, or it's what you need to do. You have a family, you're starting a family, you're in a career. It's, again, it takes a big set to roll in the food business full time. You know?
Big commitment.
Huge. And it can be financially devastating. Anthony steps up, does his thing, and then he's like, I want to bring my brisket to people. And he starts smoking for everybody. And
I mean, he had that great grill.
Just a talented guy. And his wife does cakes. Phenomenal. She's not a cake chef. She didn't go to France. She's just a regular girl. Makes a wonderful cake. And she's very artistic. So, like, you put those together, you have a cake chef. And that's it.
Don't tell James.
No, well, you know, I don't mean, hey, that's not cake chef. There's only one cake chef. Let's say she's a girl who can make a cake like a chef. And Anthony as well. Like he just again marinades, rubs, knows how to smoke meat. He's passionate. He talks to the meat. He does. You see this guy creating his thing. He slices this thing like he's birthing a child. Like he's just really. But that's what makes it so good. And that's what makes people come back over and over and look for him. You know, phenomenal product.
So tell me about the worst day you ever had in the kitchen.
Whoa, that's out of left field. Worst day I ever had in the kitchen. The one that comes to mind is the day that my son really got on my skin and we had a little blowout. We wound up, let's say, tossing salad together. Yeah, sometimes things happen. Now, that wasn't a bad one. The worst time in the kitchen, I mean, it's hard to say.
I had a girl stick her finger in the ice cream machine.
That's the worst time in the kitchen.
That didn't turn out well.
Those are disastrous times in the kitchen. There's always a worst time. That's the one thing you can't be too disillusioned over. Like, hey, it just kind of, I mean, some places just flow depending on how many people you're serving. Anything can get chaotic in a second. Again, disastrous things can happen. I had refrigerator and freezers go down overnight, and you come in and you have thousands of dollars of food that's already prepared and ready to go out. And, you know, then that's plan B. They don't make one for that. So that's what friends in the industry are for. Thank you for anybody who's ever helped me out. Sell yourself short by saying, you know, everything's great and giving people nominal jobs. I like people who step up and want to make it their own. You know, when there is no, in my business, a lesser person, you know, the hierarchy starts when food service begins. So aside from me and then the chefs, everybody, right down to garden maintenance, is on the same ball field, and we're on the same team, and we're doing the same thing. We're making an event phenomenal for someone.
Right.
So whether the trees aren't trimmed right or the sauce isn't good, somebody's going to have a problem. And my job is to orchestrate that as the head chef and the owner. And it takes a strong team.
Nice. Chef Lou, everybody. Give him a round.
Give him a round. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm sorry if I'm not there. I can't be there because that means I'm seeing very well and I'm just recovering.
There's somewhere else to go. I'm
now,
going
Dean,
to the movies tonight.
Thank you, Dean, for always being there and for moving the industry along. Every event I see you cover is just top notch, and I really appreciate it. I appreciate you coming out and spending time and really caring about the industry in a whole. It takes people like that to what I always say, move the ball.
Right.
And I thank you.
Sure. My pleasure.
All right, now let's do it with my glasses on.